attitude. One who restrains his senses, keeping them under the full control and fixes his consciousness upon me, is known as a man of steady intelligence. Purport that the highest conception of yoga perfection is Krishna. Consciousness is clearly explained in this verse. And the unleashed one is the Krishna conscious. It is all not at all possible to control the senses as a cry cited above. The great sage Durvasa Muni picked the quarrel with Maharaja Ambarisa, and Durvasa Muni unnecessarily become angry out of pride and therefore could not check his senses. On the other hand, the king, although not as a powerful yogi as a sage, but a devout of the Lord, silently tolerated all the sage's injustice and thereby emerged victorious. The king was able to control his senses because of the following qualification, as a man says in the Srimad Bhagavatam. King Ambarisa fixed his mind on the full lotus feet of the Lord Krishna. Engaged his body in describing the about the Lord. His hands cleansing the temple of the Lord. His ears hearing the pestilence of the Lord. His His eyes in seeing the form of the Lord. His body is the touching of the body. Devout his nostrils in smelling the flavor of the flower. Offered to lotus feet of the Lord. His tongue is tasting the tulsi leaves offered to him. His legs traveling to the holy place where his temple is situated is the head in offering the obeisance unto the Lord, and his desires in fulfilling the desire of the Lord, and all the qualification made him to become the Matpra devout of the Lord. The word Matprasha most significant in this conception. How one can become Matpara is described in the life of Maharaja Ambarisa. Srila Baladeva Vidyabhushanam, a great scholar and acharya in the line of the Mattushma Drishta Sulveti Viva Madhbhakti Pravadevana Samriddha Vijaya Purvika. The senses can be completely controlled only by the strength of the devotional service of Krishna. Also, the explained fire is sometimes given as a blazing fire burns everything. Within a room, Lord Vishnu, situated in the heart of the yogi, burns up all kinds of impurities. The Yoga Sutra also prescribe meditation on Vishnu and not meditation on the void. The so-called yogis who meditate on something other than Vishnu simply waste their time in a vain search after some phantasmagoria. We have been Krishna consciousness devoted to the personality of Godhead. This is the aim of the royal yoga. While contemplating the object of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment lust develops, and from lust anger arises. Purport: one who does not Krishna conscious, the subjected to material desirable while contemplating the object of the senses requires real engagements, and if they are not engaged in the transcendental loving services of the Lord, they all certainly seek engagement in the service of materialism. In the material world, everyone, including Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, to say nothing of other demigods in the heavenly planets, is subjected to the influence of sense object, and the only method to get out of the puzzle of material existence is to become Krishna consciousness. Lord Shiva was deep in meditation, but when Parvati agitated him for senses pleasure, he agreed to the proposal, and the result Kshatriya Kartikeya was born. When Haridasa Thakura was a young devotee of the Lord. He was similarly allured by the incarnation of Maya Devi. But Haridasa easily passed the latest because of the unalloyed devotion to Lord Krishna. As I illustrated in the above mentions was Shri Yamunacharya, and since a word of the Lord slums all the material sense enjoyment due to the his higher taste for spiritual enjoyment in the association of the Lord. That is the secret of success. Was not therefore Krishna consciousness, however powerful he may be controlling in the society, senses by artificial repressions, is surely ultimately to fail. For the slightest throw of sense pleasures will agitated with him gratify his desires. From anger complete delusions arises. From younger complete delusions arises, and from delusions bewilderment of the memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. Purport Sri Rupa Goswami have in this direction. प्रपंचकित के बुद्धे हरिशंबंधी वस्तुअं नामुम सुभक प्रतियोग वैराग्यम फलुकत्यम. By development of Krishna consciousness, one can know that everything has its use of service of Lord. Those who are without knowledge of Krishna consciousness artificially try to avoid material object, and as a result, although they desire liberation from the material bondage, they do not attain to the perfect state. The renunciations, there is so-called renunciations is called falgu. Less important, on the other hand, persons in Krishna consciousness know how to use everything in the service of the Lord. Therefore, he does not become a victim of material consciousness. For example, for a impersonalized, the Lord or the absolute being impersonal cannot eat. Where is a important impersonalized, they tries to avoid good eatables. A devotee knows that the Krishna is a supreme enjoyer, and that he eats all that is offered to him in devote. So after offering good eatables of the Lord, the devotee takes the remains called prasadam. Thus everything becomes spiritualized, and there is no danger of the downfall. And the void there takes place in the Krishna consciousness. Where is the non-devoid? Rejected is the material. The impersonalized therefore cannot enjoy life due to his artificial renunciations, and for the reason a slight agitations to the mind pulls him down again into the pool of material existence. It is said that such soul, even though rising up to point of liberation, falls down again due to his not having a support in devotional services. But a person free from all attachment, aversion, and tribal control, his senses through regulative principles of freedom, can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. But it is already explained that one the may externally control the senses by some artificial process, but unless the senses are engaged in the transcendental services of the Lord, their consciousness may apparently be on the sensual plan because of his being Krishna consciousness. He has no attachment to sensual utility. The Krishna conscious person is concerned only with the satisfaction of Krishna, and nothing else has therefore the transcendental to attachment and the detachment to Krishna. If Krishna wants to devote, can do anything with the ordinarily undesirable, and the Krishna does not want, he shall not to do which he would have ordinarily done for his own, done his for own, done his for own satisfaction. Therefore, to act of the not act is within his control because he acts only under the direction of Krishna. The consciousness is the causeless mercy of the Lord which of the devout can achieve in spite of his being attached to the sensual platform. For one thus is satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the their threefold miseries, the entire existence exists no longer. In so satisfied consciousness, one is intelligence is soon well established. One who is not connected with the supreme Krishna consciousness can have another transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without a peace? Purport: unless one is the Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of peace of soul. Confirmed in the 5th chapter that one understand that Krishna is only enjoyer of all the good result of sacrifice and penance, that he proprietor of the universal manifestation and his is the real friend or living entities, then only can one have a real peace. Therefore, if one is not with Krishna consciousness, there cannot be final goal for the mind. Disturbance is due to want an ultimate goal, and when one certain that Krishna is enjoyer, proprietor, and friend to everyone, everything, then one can with a steady mind bring about peace. Therefore, one who is engaged without relationship with the Krishna certainly always in distress and without peace, however much may he make so of peace of his spiritual advancement in life. Krishna consciousness is a self manifested peaceful condition which can be achieved only in relationship with Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna, Radhe Radhe. Now continue next day. Jai Shri Ram.